Hello, hello. Welcome back to Embodying Energy, Embracing Seasons with Wisdom, with me and Sam. Hello, Sam.
Hi, Gabby. How are you?
Fine, I'm happy and approaching the end of November already. We have, it's almost done this year, and I have a beautiful time through the year recording with you and creating this space. And you come today with a sharing that is quite um I like it because it goes well to the transition for me, at least to go to the winter or December or
Mm,
to end of the year with a council, right? So
yes.
you're gonna share us something about a council and support system for ourselves, our life, and to close the year and enter in a new year.
Yeah. Well, we're not yet closing the year because we're going into December next week.
Well,
But
an Aquarius and already closing
yeah,
the
you're
year.
already close to the year. You closed the year ages ago. So hasty, these Aquarius people. But just a little recap. I mean, we've covered a lot in this month. We've had a absolutely amazing speaker last week with Anna Yael and the fabulous interview that we had with her.
Hmm.
You shared the two techniques in terms of connecting with our body to support ourselves through times of grief, letting go, or maybe some more of those negative emotions or quieter emotions, which can overwhelm us from time to time. I found those both really, really so useful. And we started the month talking about that the sort of transition between one world and the next. We were talking about ancestors. We discussed the Day of the Dead. All Hallows, which is the beginning of, for the Christians who may be listening to this into this set group. So there's a sort of this it's not a liminal space, but there is a transition between the light and the dark and saying
Hmm.
goodbye. Harvesting, storing is there to see us through winter.
Mm-hmm.
And we touched on, but we didn't really talk in any great detail about ancestors. And I know that you're training to be a shaman, so this is something that will be part of your shamanic practice.
I'm training in shamanic practice. I'm not training
Shamanic
to be
practice,
a
not training to be,
shaman.
sorry,
Shaman,
training in
no,
shamanic practice. Okay,
yeah,
sorry,
it's
I
part of
stand corrected.
my spiritual practices. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And I know that this is something that is very supportive and helpful for many people. Now, I'm not, I would definitely have elders in my life that I would possibly converse with from time to time to support me.
Mm-hmm.
And they may still, some of those people are still living. But
Mm-hmm.
there are some who've passed and some who I have never known that I also have conversations with. So
Mm-hmm.
what I wanted to share something with you today is for you to organize your own council of elders. Are
Mm.
you up for something like that, Gabby?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I
Okay.
like it.
Okay. So to start with, as always, we are going to do some orientation because that helps us get into the body to really sense what's going on inside us and trying to, if we can, just put the external world just on hold for a moment as we start to connect with some of the elders in our lives or in your life. Okay, so maybe start with just grounding yourself in your room, taking your eyes on a little walk around,
Mm.
see what's attracts them, and let your eyes linger just a little bit longer in that place. Resourcing yourself as you go into an activity when you're focusing into your body. And as you bring your eyes back to either closing or lowering your gaze, focus on your feet. As always, we want to stay grounded when we're doing some somatic exercises, reminding our body that we are here and we are safe. And the ground is there holding us, gravity is holding us, and our chairs are holding us, or our sofas, if we're watching from somewhere else, are holding us and keeping us firm, keeping us upright. So we are being held. We're being held by gravity. We're being held by the furniture that we're sitting on. We're being held by our skeletons as we take our attention to our bones in our body, our leg bones, our ankles, our hips, and our spine. how that is doing such an amazing job of keeping us together. And as you take your attention up your spine to the nape of your neck and to the top of your skull, then swallow your attention inside your mouth and swallow it down into your guts. And here, in this sort of dark, cozy space that we have here, where we're digesting whatever comes our way in the world, whether that's food or thoughts or work or our energy, I'd like you to think about some people in your life who you would like to choose for a council of elders. And I'm going to give you a few little guidelines while you're musing about who you might like to put on your council of elders. And you might wish to scribble some things down as I'm talking. It could be people who share very similar ways of living your life. There's a core value that is similar to you. It could be people who embody a particular archetype. And archetypes are sort of models of people, behaviors or personalities that kind of influence human behavior. So it could be maybe an archetype of somebody who might be the mother or a caregiver in your life. Or it could be the archetype of a mentor or a sage or a joker or a magician, maybe an empath. It might be somebody who's a rebel, a real rebel. You might think, oh, I'd like this person to be on my council of elders. Now, these people could be living or dead. So we're thinking about a council of elders for ancestors. It may be people you have never known, maybe great-grandparents or great-great-grandparents. It might be somebody you've never known who is very famous in the world that you might choose to have on your council of elders. A famous statesperson, or a famous writer, or a famous artist, somebody who you have admired for a particular way that they have chosen to share their art and their thinking with the world.
Did you say how many elders?
No,
So.
I haven't. And now you might have started to scribble some names down or have some thoughts.
Okay.
Now I'd like you to keep your counsel to 9. And I'm pulling on one of my favourite texts, which is the Lord of the Rings. And there were the Fellowship of the Ring were 9 who guided. The ring bearer was 1, so it's actually 8. So we're going to think about the 9. Maybe I got that wrong. So there was the dwarf and the elf and the wizard. There was a representative of man times 2. There were 2. Yes, that's right. I was right. 9. But you are one of those 9. So
Okay.
8.
Okay.
8 people. Who would you have on your council? Now, for some of you who are listening, you might be thinking, I'm never going to be able to choose 8 because I've got so many people. So you could create a few committees if you really, really fancy. But for this exercise, have 8, of which you are 9. And then I'm going to invite you, Gabby, to bring a question that you might be contemplating or playing with in your mind. For people who are watching, it might be that you face a crossroads in your life. Something is bothering you and you need to have a conversation. And this is where you would sit in council with your council of elders. And when you're sitting in council with your council of elders, each person would step forward and give a point of view. Now, clearly that is coming from you. There is nobody going to be coming forward and speaking, but I would like you to try and embody whatever it is that you liked about that person, whether they were the rebel, whether they were the empath, whether they were your, loving great grandmother or great grandfather. and try and speak in their voice as they help you navigate this question. I'm going to pause here while you have that internal conversation. When you're ready, Gabby, if you look up towards the screen so I know that you've finished your conversation.
Yeah, and write it down, the last one. It was difficult to choose my council of elders.
Yeah,
I need I need a bigger council.
You need more time. I think, this is for people who are watching. You would need more time to do this. You might be doing this over a longer period of time, over a few days even.
Or maybe even you have different elders for different questions, or is it a fixed council?
I see. Nothing's fixed. You could make the rules for yourself. You could have committees. You could have a committee of elders that help you sort out your home life, and maybe one for work life, and maybe one for your love life.
Yeah, I like it. I like it very much.
People.
Yeah.
I saw some smiles on your face when you were writing. I saw some furrowed brow as well. Is there anything that any name, or who might you put on your council today? Maybe one or two people you're happy to share.
Well, I one of the persons I put in my council is Marina Abramovich. Do you know Marina Abramovich?
She's an artist. Yes.
Yeah. A few years ago, my brother gifted me a book. So it's the memories of the memoir from Marina Abramovich, and I started to read it, and it was okay, but I finally read it like 2 3 years ago, and it was amazing to be able to see myself through her, although our life doesn't look any similar, right? I don't want to be Marina Abramovich or do the things that she did, but the capacity to see yourself, I mean, your strengths. The book is called Walking Through Walls.
So what does she offer you today for your question?
That I should go beyond my limits.
Okay, love it. And I don't know your question, which is fine, which is good. Who else did you put on your council?
Well, I got David White, which is a poet that I dearly love. And what did he said to me? That I should not. I should keep writing.
Nice.
Yeah, so I had fun. It was very, I mean, I will take with me this exercise, as I like to write, and I have a journal to do it with more depth. But even it was nice to do it without giving too much thought, right? Because if I start to think too much, I got the impression, if I start to think too much, I will just made up my own stories. But as it was so quick, it all was emerging whatever it was deeper in there, right?
Yeah, and we want that sort of sudden, like a kind of a
Yeah.
feeling that will come
Yeah.
through, because otherwise we're just engaging this part of our body brain,
Yeah.
which loves to be in control, but maybe there is some information and kind of knowledge from a different part of our body that is ready to come to the surface.
Yeah, so that's what I like. I like that it didn't allow me that much time to go into my controlling part or to start to create a narrative and stories around it. And it just was, I felt also playful. in the sense allowing me to put whoever, even if it looked like, I mean, I even had Rilke.
Nice.
So now you can guess that my question had anything to do with my professional life.
Yes. Perfect. I love it. And again, as you said, could I have more people? Yes, of course you can. This is a way to support you. And so my council of elders may be, a certain group for that particular question. And maybe on another day I might choose a different group. But I'm still thinking of people, as I say, living or dead or, real or imagined, who might be able to offer me some possible way forward if I felt stuck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
and
to
I
remind me
also,
that I am not alone.
yeah, and what I like in
Yeah.
my list is that I have, of course, I had Rilke, Marina Abramovich, and all these things, but I also had like Mark. You also know Mark. I mean, people that I know and that I know
Yeah.
that they are in my life, and it gave me um I felt so appreciative and a deep gratitude because it's not only about these characters that cannot talk to, but I have real elders friends that are quite wise, like you and
Mm.
Mark and other friends that I can talk to, and that's a beautiful thing. So it was a thank you very much, Sam. It was it helps to go through these questions, but also to see, okay, in my life, like what we have been asking our in people we have invited to the interviews. No, what are we building as a legacy? But the legacy is also the richness of our connections and relationships,
Mm.
and
Absolutely.
yeah, and this relationship with people older than you, and yeah, also the younger generation, or thinking what we are building to leave behind us for the younger generation, and see. So
Mm.
I think this is a wonderful exercise for all these different aspects.
Mm.
Thank you very
And
much.
as I said, so that people remind themselves that they are never alone.
Yeah.
We may be sitting alone in our homes or in our rooms, and sometimes we might feel alone, but we're never alone.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, we are deeply connected to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And, keep holding that in mind is a way through some of the most difficult circumstances and the darkest of nights, which are yet to come in December.
Yeah.
Mm.
And just something to add, as you mentioned, that one of my practices has to do with shamanism, and shamanism is
Mm.
all about connection with the living world. It's not only
Yes,
about
with the dead world, with the
esoteric things.
ancestors. Yeah.
It's with really feeling connected, or at least the way I'm learning it. And in that perspective, some of the elders, they are also the trees or the mountains and the rivers. And
Mm.
for me, it has been quite a resource to go through moments that has been quite heartbreaking for me, to remember that the sun is always there for me and for
Mm.
everybody, and the mountains, and when I'm feeling alone and going to the woods, and let myself be comforted by the trees. And they are my
Mm.
elders also, no, they are has been here longer than me.
So, Gabby, I'm so glad you did say that, because my council of elders would have a tree.
Yeah.
And in terms of the old Lord of the Rings, I'd have an ent, and I'm pretty sure that they'd be saying, "Don't be so hasty, Sam, don't be so hasty." So if any of you are out there who are Lord of the Rings fans, you will know exactly what I mean. But we're going to finish here. We're
Yeah.
finishing off with the month of November. We hope you've enjoyed these videos and you have got some resources, sorry, for yourself that you can use to guide you through these, the month of November. And we will see you in a week or so when we'll be welcoming in December, the last month of the year. We've got a fabulous new guest for our third week who will be talking all about the world of shadow as we get towards the darkest point of the year. So I'm signing off from me, Sam. Bye bye.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you everyone watching us. And please let us know whatever came for you in the comments, and sharing and liking and subscribing. So let us keep the wisdom going.
Yes,
Bye
definitely.
bye.
Bye bye.